everyone, this is CricketSong of Lunar Wisdom, and I wanted today to address a question that I had from a subscriber. And I'm going to give you a brief synopsis of what the message said, and then I want to address it. Basically, my subscriber wanted to know what I felt about the thought that pagans, there are some pagans out there who worship the devil, and what was my thought on this. The subscriber talks about how pagans and witches and Wiccans have been trying to shed this label and this concept that we're devil worshippers, and how this comment seems to really spread the propaganda that we are. And the subscriber felt that it was, for this individual, if it was someone who worshipped the devil and called themselves pagan, then it's really a false label and they shouldn't be calling themselves that, because pagans do not worship the devil, and the devil is not a part of paganism. It never was, it never will be, and if you do this and you claim to be pagan, then you are wrong. And the subscriber did talk about how they really can't tell anybody what they should call themselves, but in their view, they felt that that person was wrong. Okay. The first thing that I want to address in this message is the word pagan. And it really, number one, it matters on what your definition of the word pagan is, because it could be very different than my definition of the word pagan. And I know the subscriber and myself had this discussion, because for me, the word pagan, when I use it, means any non-Abrahamic religion. So for me, a Buddhist would be pagan, a Wiccan would be pagan, but for me, a Satanist would also be pagan. Again, I don't, however, say, if I meet a Satanist, say, you're pagan, and if the Satanist says I'm not pagan, then I take what the Satanist says. Again, I try to go with the labels that individuals call themselves, and if a Christian were to call themselves pagan, I would want to know and understand why they use that label. So for this subscriber, I believe their definition of the word pagan is a nature-based religion. So someone who is of a nature-based religion would be pagan, and only those people would be pagan. So first of all, we have a problem being on the same page with the definition of the word pagan. So I have met pagans who worship the devil, but even in that question, I would really need to ask what the individual meant by their definition of the devil. Because we could be talking about Satan, or we could be talking about Lucifer, and those two individuals or individual entities may not be the same person or entity, depending on who you're talking to. Because some of you may know or may not know that Satanist is a very broad term, and you will have different types of Satanists, some who may worship Lucifer, and some who may look at Satan as a symbolic character and not a literal entity. So again, I would need to know the definition or what this individual meant by worshiping the devil. What are they doing when they say that they worship the devil? I feel like this question, do pagans worship the devil? Do some pagans worship the devil? Is almost like saying, do some Christians believe in the Holy Spirit, or follow the Holy Spirit, or worship the Holy Spirit? It's a very broad question that really needs a little more definition in order for me to answer it completely or specifically. But for me, in my definition of pagan, one who does not follow an Abrahamic religion, do some of those individuals worship the devil, whether it be a Satan or Lucifer, or just the idea of a dark forces in the universe? My answer would be yes. Some pagans do. All pagans don't, and some pagans don't, but some pagans do. Now, to address the thought that pagans, Wiccans, witches are trying to escape a stereotype of that we're devil worshippers, I think that's up to the individual pagan, witch, or Wiccan. Because again, if you are a Satanist and you practice magic, you may call yourself a witch. And for someone to say all witches do X, Y, Z, I would be one to say that's not true. Because there are witches who have no connection to deity. There are witches who have connection to the earth, although for me, I would consider that deity. But I know that some witches, when they are an earth-based witch who don't look to enlightenment through gnosis, whether it's a personal gnosis or mysticism, would say that they are practicing witchcraft without any sort of connection to spirituality in a deity sense. So they aren't trying to escape anything, I would imagine, and personally, I'm not trying to escape any stereotype either. I understand that when someone meets me, if they ask me if I'm a witch, I say yes. They may assume I'm a Satanist, but I am confident and understand enough in my own personal beliefs to know that what they believe I am and what I truly am are two separate things, and I'm not caught up in what other people perceive me as, because my reality and my truth is not dependent on other people's perception of who I am and what I do. And I go around and I do, if I am questioned, I am an eclectic Wiccan witch. And if directly asked, are you a witch? I say yes. Do you worship Satan? I do not worship Satan. I do not worship the devil. Do I believe there's devil out there? Do I believe there's a Satan out there? Yes, I believe there is a deity known as Satan. I do believe there's an entity out there known as the devil. Am I afraid of that entity? No. But I do recognize that there is a reality that he or she is included in that, and I can respect that. I do not believe and incorporate that in my own beliefs. I do not focus my attention on that. So for me, in my reality, in my truth, I have no worry about it. And saying someone uses a false label, again, I use labels, I call myself what I call myself, and again, I'm not worried about what other people are calling me or what other people are calling themselves. I worry about myself in my definition, in what I do, and if I have a chance to educate other people in what I believe, I try my best not to state my beliefs as facts, unless they're facts pertaining to me. That's my opinion. Again, you can believe it and accept it and agree with it or not. It's okay. I love you anyway. Thank you for watching. Mwah. I love you.